for a suspect today after a sexual assault and rape happened on MU's campus this morning. Good evening, I'm Rose Schmidt.
And I'm Max Deeknight. Thanks for joining us. Police released a photo of the suspect in both cases. Authorities say a woman was walking along University Avenue around 4 a.m. when a man walked up behind her and forced her to the ground. She was able to get free and call 911. Police say a rape happened near the student recreation complex around 5:30. Anyone with information is asked to call Crime Stoppers at 875-TIPS. Jefferson City police are investigating after 3 people were shot early this morning. Police say 3 people walked into St. Mary's Hospital with gunshot wounds. The 3 came in around 3:30 a.m. and police say they would not cooperate. A Mosier's employee told police there were shell casings in the parking lot of the grocery store, but police say they don't know if those casings are related to the shooting victims.
Columbia police are looking for more information after gunshots were fired early this morning. Police say they went to the 2600 block of Quail Drive just after midnight. Officers say they found a car with gunshots in it and multiple shell casings in front of 2 houses. No injuries have been reported. Anyone with information is asked to call the Columbia Police Department or Crime Stoppers at 875-TIPS.
A 3-year-old is dead today after not wearing a seatbelt in a car accident. Missouri State Highway Patrol says a car drove off the road in Camden County last night around 6 and hit a culvert. 3 other children were also in the car at the time and were injured. They were taken to the hospital. The 19-year-old driver was arrested and charged with manslaughter, assault, failing to secure a child, and a child restraint, and driving without a license. The Columbia Fire Department responded to a fire at Stevens College today. The department says there was heavy smoke coming out of Wood Hall and a fire in an apartment. The sprinklers put the fires out. Firefighters say there is a significant water damage in the building. Officials are still investigating how the fire started.
Some Missourians joined a national movement by rallying against government land grabs this afternoon. According to the Congressional Research Service, the federal government owns about 28% of the land in the United States. Lavoy Finicum has been in the national spotlight as a leader for this movement. He was shot and killed in January by Oregon police officers after an FBI pursuit. The organizer of today's rally says she followed Finicum's story and felt she needed to spread the word.
I just felt very heartbroken and felt like I had to stand up and have my voice heard.
The rally in Jefferson City was just one of many for this cause across the nation. Another rally today. This one was in support of the Confederate flag. Members of the Sons of Confederate Veterans came to Centralia Battlefield. The national organization named today National Confederate Flag Day. The commander of the Missouri Division wants people to know the flag rallies are not meant to be hateful.
This is very, very personal to us. Our ancestors were men of honor, and they answered a call to duty, and our organization denounces anything that's got anything to do with hate or racism or anything like that.
We reached out to the president of the Columbia NAACP chapter, Mary Ratliff, about the rally. She says flying the Confederate flag is meant to intimidate people and, quote, an act of treason because it is not the country's flag.
A former Olympic horse trainer came from Oregon to train riders at a local university today. Jeff Cook, a former Olympian and coach from Oregon, worked with student riders at William Woods University. Cook spent 10 years training riders on the U.S. Olympic equestrian team. Today, he helped the students fine-tune their jumping techniques. Both Cook and the students says this weekend serves as a valuable experience.
The girls are always great students. You know, they have a real desire to learn, and the school promotes that. And I've always found they're very pleasurable to help and everything. The other nice thing is a lot of these horses, this school really gives them a second chance, you know, and it's an interesting thing as a teacher and a clinician.
You get to experience working with the professionals and learning from the professionals that we will someday hopefully be working for and competing against. So this weekend is just kind of a little showcase of that.
The clinic starts back up at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. The event is open to the public.
Voters in 5 states went to the polls today. Turnout was heavy in Wichita, Kansas, where the line stretched down the street. Republicans are voting today in Kansas, Maine, Kentucky, and Louisiana. Republican presidential hopefuls are competing for 175 delegates. Democrats are holding contests in Kansas, Nebraska, and Louisiana, where Hillary Clinton and Bernie Sanders are vying for 134 delegates. Going into the weekend, Donald Trump led the GOP race while Clinton was ahead in the Democratic race. And Trump made a stop in Wichita, Kansas today before voting started. He canceled a speech he had today at the American Conservative Union in the Washington area in order to make it to the caucus site.
So I wanted to be in Kansas. I wanted to be here so badly, so I was headed to another direction. I told the pilot, we're going to Kansas, just get here.
The latest results are in and show Ted Cruz has won the Kansas Republican caucuses.
The sun was out and it was an absolutely gorgeous day out for True False. Let's send it over to Sydney Jackson to see what the rest of the weekend has in store for us.
And indeed, it was a beautiful day out there. Current temperatures are still comfortable across the viewing area right now. 52 in Columbia, a little warmer down in Jefferson City, checking in at 57 degrees. 49 up in Moberly, 46 over in Mexico. Here's a look at your satellite and radar right now. We were clear today and will continue to be clear for this evening. We'll just have a few passing clouds during the overnight hours. Here's a look at your hourly forecast. We will cool down quickly this evening. Overnight lows will be in the middle 30s. But coming up after the break, we'll take a look at your Sunday forecast.
True False activities continue today, and we had great weather for it.
Yeah, we did. The festival this weekend will bring more customers into downtown Columbia restaurants. Final numbers for attendance aren't in yet, but last year, the festival brought an additional 45,000 people to Columbia. Some downtown restaurants are prepared for that rush of out-of-town customers. The founder of Strange Donuts says he came from the St. Louis location to Columbia to help his staff.
There's a lot of people from out of town. I want to make sure that they experience our brand the way that I want them to. And I just think that, you know, the staff uses and needs the support. So, and it's fun being out here. It's good vibes.
Soul Taco shares Strange Donuts restaurant space. It also brought extra staff in to help for the weekend. Customers can expect most downtown restaurants to be busier this weekend because of True False. Planes can often be a hub for germs.
What a company has done to make sure that germs don't stay airborne.
An emotional homecoming for a soldier and his family, and it was all caught on camera. I'm looking forward to that. That sounds great.
Perfect weather for True False.
Yeah.
Right?
You guys
I
going to
know.
any films?
I haven't.
I haven't. Maybe tonight.
Tonight, yeah.
Yeah.
We get off work.
Yeah.
That's the plan.
A special homecoming for a girl who hasn't seen her dad in 2 years. How this special moment was made possible after the break.
It's been 2 years since a Wisconsin kindergartner has seen her dad.
A surprise for her was also a surprise for him. Melissa Langman has the touching moment.
Kindergartner Bianca Withers thinks she and her classmates have gathered in the gym at Thomas Jefferson Elementary for a monthly assembly.
Sergeant Withers, his wife, and 2 kids are looking forward to spending as much time as possible together.
A plane company is working to make sure germs do not take off. Boeing has designed a self-cleaning bathroom that gets rid of bacteria by using ultraviolet lights. The company says the system will disinfect all surfaces in just 3 seconds. Boeing says it will study the idea more before offering it to airlines. Only one player will be honored on senior night for the Missouri men's basketball team. Will Ryan Rosberg continue his recent tear and finish his career on top? Sports is next. You can't say no to that. Sleds and skis are fun snow toys.
But one Canadian mechanic took the word snowmobile to the next level. Sleds, skis, and snowmobiles are fun to play with in the snow, but how about a ski car? A Canadian mechanic added skis to his smart car to make this invention. It can go up to 44 miles per hour. The mechanic says it cost him about $7,000 and took about a month to build, and it only takes about an hour to turn it back into a car and put the wheels back on.
Coming up on KOMU 8 News at 10, we've been telling you all about the films offered at this year's True False Film Festival.
But we've also found tons of musical acts from around the world. You'll hear from the performers tonight at 10.
And we'll be mostly clear and cooler for tonight. Lows are going to drop into the middle 30s. Here's a look at your Sunday. It'll be another mild day, great day for True False. Highs will be in the middle 60s. There is a chance for a spot shower, but most of us do stay dry. This week we're in the 60s and 70s, but we do have a couple opportunities for rain and thunderstorms.
So how about that proposal? We've seen proposals in sports before. Actually, Boise State football player did it a few years ago. That has to be the best one I've ever seen because I feel like the players were more excited than the 2 people getting married.
Here's my
Far
question.
and away more excited.
Here's my question. Could either of you ever say no to a proposal on live TV like that?
I don't think I
When the
could.
entire team is that pumped up after a huge win on senior night, how do you say no?
You can't say no. I don't even know if that's a good thing or not.
Especially if it ends up on our newscast.
So I'm thinking if they had lost, he would have not done it.
That's a good point. There's a lot of pressure to win there.
Have a good night.